Today's topic of discussion is emotional baggage. So there's many people in today's society, many men and women, who have emotional baggage, and we're going to be covering some of the key points to look out for. So whenever you're speaking to a woman for marriage purposes, or if you're in a relationship with a woman, and see some of the key points to know that if she's got emotional baggage. So predominantly all the women that you're seeing in today's society have been raised by weak men and men who are not effective leaders in their relationships. A lot of these guys are beta males. A lot of these guys are toxic. A lot of them are constantly going back and forth with their partner. So that daughter, that girl grows up in that kind of environment, and she becomes accustomed to seeing that behavior, and she thinks that's normal for a relationship. So a lot of these things that are happening in these households are not normal and they're not good. So she takes that forward in the next relationship and with her future partner, and she thinks that, oh, this is how it should be. And this is what the problem is. A lot of women are addicted to emotional drama and baggage and all these kind of highs. So the guy will behave toxic, he'll abuse her, he'll do this and that, and then the woman becomes obsessed and she starts to think, oh, that's really good. That is not good behavior. So first point is trust issues. The woman has severe trust issues. So there's certain girls, right? So even before marriage, so you're going to be speaking to her, she's going to have trust issues with you, and she's going to be constantly playing these games with you, constantly testing you, constantly going back and forth with you. She's not able to trust you, and she's not able to feel as though that she is good enough. Problem with that is when you're in a relationship, she's going to be constantly doubting you and trying to figure out where you are, and she's going to be constantly needy and clingy. And this is what the problem is. A woman who is always seeking attention and she's always seeking validation is a problem. So if you're working on your purpose and you're doing your thing, you're providing value to society, you haven't got time to be coming home and then just be giving up all this attention and all this validation and constantly giving your partner a pump and being like, yeah, girl, you look amazing, you look this and you look that, and then texting her throughout the day and telling her you look beautiful, this and that, in order for her to feel like she's secure. If she's constantly having these problems of trust issues with you, then that's a big problem, and then she's got emotional baggage there. So you need to, anytime a woman's not cooperating, she's not complying with you, you simply hit her with no contact and check behavior. So check behavior and no contact. So you check her, you tell her, look, you don't appreciate any type of disrespect. And then the second thing is, when she's not complying with that, you hit her with no contact. So next point is scared of vulnerability. So this woman here is going to be, 1 minute she's going to be feeling as though, oh yeah, you two are on the same page, you're getting on really well, and then the next day out of nowhere she ends up just pulling back on you, and then she says, oh yeah, I don't think this is going to be working out, this and that. A lot of the time she's scared to be vulnerable. So girls are afraid that if she be vulnerable, or if she's been submissive, feminine, cooperative, friendly, caring, loving, all these feminine qualities, if she does any of these, then she feels as though that's going to give power to the guy, and then the guy's going to abuse it. But you have to realize, right, in all relationships you have to be vulnerable in some way. So for a healthy relationship to continue, there's going to be that vulnerable side that you're going to need to give your partner, and you're going to need to trust him. So this is what it is. The girl needs to trust you, and she needs to see that, okay, this guy here, if I be vulnerable in front of him, he's not going to try and abuse me, and he's not going to, tell any of her secrets to other guys. So it's really important. So you let her know that, obviously with the trust part, if she tells you something, you let her know that you're not somebody who's going to be telling anybody else. It's just between yourself and her. And then with the vulnerability side of it, you got to tell her that, look, for us to continue this, we have to both be on the same page. We have to both make our intentions clear. If our intentions are not clear and they're not sincere, then we cannot make a progression in this relationship. We cannot progress. And yeah, so this is what it is, guys. Just be direct and be straight with a woman. So that's part of being masculine. So masculine frame is being direct with your communication, guys. So that's important. Next point is trauma. So a lot of girls, they've got trauma from their childhood. They've got trauma from previous relationships. So from the deen side of it, you're not supposed to expose your sins to other people. So with girls, right, certain times they've been in previous relationships and they've got trauma from that. And then they expect men to be behaving like that, and they are gravitating towards certain guys who behave toxically. So myself and guys who are working on their purpose, we don't behave toxically. We don't try and put on a front. We don't do none of this needy type behavior. We don't act like beta males over here. We're people who are effectively working on our purpose. We haven't got time for any drama. We haven't got time for any games or any BS. So if a woman's not cooperating and she's got previous trauma from her childhood or from whatever the case is, you tell her, look, you're going to need to work on that yourself, because you're not going to be somebody who's going to have to deal with emotional baggage. So women are going to have emotional baggage, and then she's going to need to cooperate with you, and she's going to need to be vulnerable, and she's going to need to be that sense of, oh, okay, I trust my husband, or I trust this guy to lead me properly, and then he's going to end up marrying me. So if she is constantly hot and cold certain days, so one day she's really polite, she's really submissive, and then the next day she just becomes cold and distant, then there's obviously some sort of underlying trauma there that she needs to work on. And then when she's worked on that, then you can progress and go forward. And then the final point is insecure. So many people in today's society, they've got all these insecurities. So a lot of girls, they'll tend to overthink a lot because they've got a lot of insecurities. So certain times you just got to give a woman, I know they say, oh yeah, don't give out compliments and stuff like that. But you shouldn't be complimenting things which are not beneficial. So if a woman is, for example, praying 5 times a day, or if she wasn't praying 5 times a day before, but if she started to pray now more consistently, or if she's not praying Fajr and then she's starting to pray Fajr now, give her a compliment. Let her know that, you know, you're doing really good. You know, keep up your prayers, keep striving towards God's path, and then reward her with more attention then. So when she's showing good behavior and she's being obedient towards God, do not compliment a woman on her looks and what she looks like, or if she's got makeup on, or I don't know, some sort of other, she's done something else. It needs to be something which is actually good and productive. So if she's, for example, following God's path, or if she, for example, cooked something at home and then she gave it to her family, and then that right there shows feminine, good quality behavior, and that shows that this woman here cares about her family. So insecurities is going to be needs to be worked on with everyone. So everyone's got insecurities, and then if that person there is constantly working on himself, he'll be able to remove the insecurities, and then his confidence will go up. So when his confidence goes up, that's why women are attracted to that guy, is because they see that this guy here has high amount of confidence within himself. He's not insecure, and he is very secure within himself, and that's why he's able to attract multiple women, because women are insecure by their nature. Hence why, you know, they wear makeup, they wear all this provocative clothing and stuff like that, because they're constantly seeking attention from everyone. So when they come across that guy who is secure within himself, he's confident within himself, he doesn't need nobody's attention and nobody's validation, and he's going to still continue doing his thing and working on his purpose, women are going to gravitate towards that guy, and they're going to be really, really attracted to him. So that's important, guys. So that's what it is with the emotional baggage. So first point is the trust issues. So she's going to have trust issues within herself, and then she's going to have trust issues with you. That's what the problem is. You got to let her know that, look, I'm someone who is very straight and direct, and I expect my partner or future partner to be direct with me. If you're not being direct with communication with me, then we cannot go forward and we cannot progress. Second point is scared of vulnerability. So if you've been talking to a woman for several months over an extended period of time, and then she is still uncertain, she's not being cooperative with you, she's not being submissive, then she's scared to be vulnerable. She's scared to open up to you. So then what you do is you just have to apply no contact. So with the no contact, you just speak to other women, and then until she comes back and she's on the same page, then you can continue forward. And then the next point was trauma. So with the trauma, so women have trauma from childhood. So women need to work on themselves, and then you're going to need to help her, lead her. So lead her in the relationship and lead her in life. So then that way she's able to overcome the traumas. And then she is able to build good memories with you. And then the final point is insecure. So insecure women, certain women, a lot of women nowadays, they've got certain insecurities, but some women have more insecurities than others. And it's usually the girls who are seen as more attractive. So the girls who are more physically attractive looking, those are like 8s, 9s and 10s. From what I've seen is as well, speaking to these girls, they've got a lot more insecurities than the other girls who are just average looking. Because average looking girls, they don't really get much compliments anyway by all these other beta males. But the girls who are more attractive looking, they get more attention, and then they're constantly thinking, oh yeah, what are other guys thinking of me? So this is what the problem is. So they tend to be more insecure certain times. So yeah, that's what it is. That's the signs to look out for when it comes to emotional baggage. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.